Hi everyone, and welcome into Dimensions of Love, where we are exploring different dimensions of our being. That includes in this channel always of self-love first, but also to remember that we are multidimensional and we should also explore ourselves and all the gifts that we have. And this is what we're doing in this channel. So sometimes you'll see divination or channeling. Sometimes you will see the higher self more of what needs to come through as also a channeling sort of combination. But also in all of this, you will see authenticity and realness and a journey of from the start of this channel into how we as human beings evolve and all of these tools that we use in order to get to our awakening, which is not really a destiny or an end goal. It is always something that we are continuing to grow into and to learn and to elevate ourselves in. So just when you're seeing this channel, whenever this is reaching you, there's always a message here for you, because we're doing these videos made out of love and our experiences through our awakening and our journey through this. And we are just sharing this with the world because, to be honest, there's only one of you, because everyone else is already taken. So be yourself and express yourself. And we hope that when we do it in this way, we can inspire everyone else to also just try to have a little bit fun with yourself and open yourself up to see those gifts that are within you. So don't get so rigid, because we tend to do that. We want it to be perfect, or we don't want to mess up, and it's like all of these programmings that has been put to us. But if you found this channel, you are truly an amazing human being and you want to explore a deeper layer of yourself. You want to go higher and you want to dive deeper within yourself. And for that, I salute you, and I'm honored that you're here and that we're sharing this moment, which is timeless, and our energies are always waved into one another, but we are connecting strongly. So with any further ado, with that all introduction, I hope that made a little bit of sense of what Dimensions of Love is if you're new here and never clicked on this channel. If you're a returning one, thank you. Love you so much. Always love you all. And let's just dive into what the topic is today. Because today we are going to talk about, this is more of an information video. So today is all about the year 7. And you might ask, why are you doing this video when it's already March? Yes, because the astrological new year has started and we're following that. Why, you might ask, if you're following the Gregorian calendar that starts from January, right? If you're asking why, yes. And also the Chinese we have in between there in February. But if you're asking specifically why, it's because we are so connected to Mother Earth, and the seasons are such an importance right now because the whole world is elevating itself and everyone in it. So it's like a split from the old world into the new world. And this new world holds a higher frequency. So there are people in 5D, but still here in the 3D physical, and they can walk in and out through those dimensions. And then there are these in the lower polarities, but not just in the lower polarities, but also in this old world that are still there, and we can't take anyone with us. That will be their reality until they choose to leave it. So you can never force anyone. So yes, there are some that are still stuck in this old world, and that's their journey. We're all here to learn and to expand and not to judge. So there is nothing that's saying that it's good or that it's bad. basically in the universe, if it exists, it still serves a purpose. I feel like many want to always take away something, and we're not looking at this picture that if it exists, it is meant to be here. It is still serving something. As long as something is serving the universe in any shape or form, it will still be here. So let's not get into what we want to see here and what we don't want to see here, and accept everything that is here. If you're looking at this channel, I already know that you are moving into this 5D reality, into this new earth. So when we're moving into this Mother Earth and this connection to Earth, and this is the bodysuit that is actually from Mother Earth. So all of these particles, everything that we're wearing is in her. So this connection, you can't refuse it. So you can feel everything. You can feel density, the lightness, and the seasons, especially if you are living in a place where you have these 4 seasons that are very sharp in between, that you can see the transition going in from spring to summer to autumn to winter, right? So if you can see these 4 seasons kind of going in full circle, you can feel it more simple in the body. I understand for you that are not living there, if you're living in very cold or very hot, that you can't feel those seasons just as easy as someone else. But for those that are lucky enough to live with those 4 seasons, can definitely feel right now that when you're in the spring and you can start to see the blossom, and you see in your environment that blossom, and you kind of feel it inside of you too, now you're ready. And we're never really ready when it's January, February, because if we look outside in January, February, it's still snowing, like the cycle has not completed itself yet. But when we go into March and April, that's when we also start to get our momentum. The energy starts to rise. There's more energy there to the collective for us all to connect and to expand, right? We want to go outside. We want to take a walk, Just this life force is coming back. We're kind of waking up from this winter rest, or like it is a kind of a depression, a deep rest, if you would say, but it is a good rest. And now we're waking up from it. So you can see that in those transitions very clearly. And so knowing all of this, when we are connected to Mother Earth in this way, we have this deep understanding that we can't just do it in our way. We have to kind of do it what the body wants. Where are my goals? How can I integrate that in the season that we're on? And then it's a ripple effect. It starts to become what is in season to eat. What is the new goal for me to do right now? So the higher layers you go into this, the more you're just getting more connected, more synchronized with the earth and everything around it, and it's beautiful. And as always, this is your journey, so wherever you are in this journey, that's your specific, I'm missing my words, specific journey. So take that with you, and wherever you are, meet yourself there. Don't try to rush somewhere or skip a few steps, because I'm telling you now, and I'll always keep repeating this on this channel, it is so important that we don't miss these few steps. In the previous video, I was talking about just a word, and just one letter missing from the word changes the whole word. So the same way, everything can change if we miss one step. So make sure that you integrate everything that you've learned in every step. And I know from my own experience that sometimes we want to leap ahead and just move forward, and we are fast moving, and we're just missing that very important. It can be it can feel so significant in the moment, but it is a very important step to the whole process. So just be gentle with yourself and don't miss those steps, and have patience, okay? Patience is the virtue here. So in numerology, the year 7 is a very beautiful year. It is, the seventh heaven. God made the world in the 7 days. Everything is connected. Seven is, it holds a vibration of a very beautiful, historically it holds that vibration of always having this a very good meaning to it. So in general, number 7 is very positive to begin with. And why do we want to know the year 7, and how do we know that it is year 7? Well, it's simple. We just calculate, and we put them together as plus. So 2023 is the year. So 2 plus 2 and then plus 3, and that will equal 7. That's how you get out the root of which year we are and the number we're connected with energetically. So that is number 7, and they all have different aspects. So now when we're going into this astrological, more deep meaning, we're connected to planets. And when we're connected to planets, we're connected to number 7 that is ruled by Ketu. And this is not something that you hear often, because Ketu and Rahu is different nodes of the moon. So as we have a shadow in ourselves, also the moon has a shadow in ourselves too, right? So number 7 is Ketu, and this number 7 and Ketu, that is a shadow aspect, and that is integrating. It's quite beautiful why this is in our year. Why, you might ask? It's because we have this inner search, because this planet, part of the planet of the moon, is an inner search. So you don't want to look at artificial. This year, you really want to focus on seeing the bigger picture. So you're looking at, I want to know the inner truth. What is the meaning of life? What is the inner truth of what is happening right now? You're not just looking at it in the surface level. So we're going more deeply with it. That is what will be significant and what you can expect this year. So let's go through, what can you expect of this year 7? So asking yourself these questions, listening, researching, and trying to perfect your skills. This year will be very profound for you to do so, because the energies will complement you. And as we always speak in this channel, that tools, at the end, every tool will just complement one another, but we will lose these tools and we don't have no tools left. That is when we are truly enlightened and we've reached our top. But in every layer and understanding to deal with our psyche and where we are, both in the collective, where we live, in our families, in our ancestry lineage. So it is very important that we are listening to all of this and understanding that all of this is deciding which tools that we're using in the moment. So knowing this, as we are giving this to you, this information, it is just an extra tool for you to be aware of in this year. Because when you have this tool and you have this awareness, okay, this is what's going to help me and support me moving forward, you can avoid these unnecessary traps that will keep you stagnated, or that will keep you off course and force you to redirect your course and then come back, and it will be so much lost energy. So we really are caring for you all, and we want you to not just waste that energy in the wrong direction, but to put it into whatever you're meant to do here, so that you can excel and expand yourself and be whatever that you came here to experience and to be, right? So sorting out the information, what is important, and leaving what is not serving you anymore, will be very significant this year. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu, they're half planets, okay, as we spoke of before, and they're 180 degrees apart, like exactly opposite, and they're always walking in retrograde, right? So, and we can see this as, they're also called, the dragon's head is Rahu and it's in the north node, and the dragon's tail is Ketu and it's in the south node, right? And this is mostly known in the Indian astrology, but they're not actually planets to know and to consider that they, as we spoke of before, they're shadows of the planet. And you could say that they're imaginary, or however you want. We all have our shadow aspects and they feel quite real, right? Even if they don't exist. So the same thing goes here. Even if we don't see them, we have to be more open to see into deeper dimensions and understand that everything has its shadows. And what does this serve us, okay, energetically wise, because we're all being affected by energy. So these are not real entities, right? So if you may, but they're always moving backwards. And this is a word that they call retrograde in astrology. I'm not an astrologer. I'm getting into this by spirit. I'm starting, but I'm really being more and more interested and drawn to it by spirit. But if you really want to see deeper, I suggest you to look at many videos that are out there. There are so many amazing, amazing astrologers that will give you it in very specific and in detail if you're interested in that. But if you're still here and you want to learn about the seven and how we have got this information down from spirit, please continue to listen. We've wrote down a few things because I don't really want to miss out anything here, because there was so much information, and in different meditations I had to kind of write it down and then sit with it, and then more information came. So I really wanted it to do this earlier, but spirit said that there was more information and more that I needed to know. And I'm always a new beginner with new beginner's eyes in everything. So I'm willing to learn and I'm willing to grow. So thank you for being patient with that, because I had to really be patient with myself too. And yeah, so if we're just looking at Rahu, because they're kind of together. So we are in the year 7 and we have Ketu, but because they are connected with Rahu, and Rahu is number 4, and it's like pleasure seeking, can get off balance and very low vibrational. And so the opposite here will be, of course, that we are in Ketu, that is more feminine in its energy, that we all can feel that we're being drawn to integrate this feminine aspect that's been suppressed. So here she is again, coming in with the energy, representing it to us in this number 7, and talking again about how we need to look at all of our wounds from the feminine aspect, okay? And Mother Earth is also nourishing her wounds that has been caused upon her feminine, because we're all been hurt. This is a ripple effect and we're all one, right? So when we are in this energy, and this is like true knowledge, non-attachment, it's very holding a very high vibrational energy. And this time you can really heal people that will be, as you would call it in the 3D, possessed people. That people have some entities that are kind of locked in. In this year, there will be a lot of those releasing themselves out of them, because the energy, like we said, it's like providing. It's when you give birth to a baby. It's the constriction and those contractions that happens when the baby comes out. That is kind of like the energy right now into releasing any entities or anything that doesn't want to go. Because sometimes also in entities and different energies that are stuck and that are dark and doesn't want to go, need to leave, and sometimes they will have to be forced. And why is it so connected to entities and all that? Because Rahu and Ketu are together, right? So this other part is very low in vibrational and very into desire, and there is the connection with these entities. And in higher polarities, when we are in the 7 with Ketu, we feel this many activation and releases of even ghost, in if you believe in that, but it's truly energy that is really stuck. All of these energies will be able to move more easily. That's how spirit has given it to us. So just to maintain balance in all of this, because otherwise it can also manifest as a person going completely crazy, because these entities that are affecting this person is also affecting their psyche. So we can see people doing this year kind of things that are a little bit out there, that are looking very crazy. But please, if you see or you will end up in a situation where you will witness this, just try to be open and not to be afraid in this lower vibration, but to stand and understand that this person has a lot of energies and entities attachment, and they're also feeling scared, because it doesn't matter which layer you are in this existence. Being a change is always difficult. It's very difficult, whoever and whatever you are, as for any being here. So just keep in mind to just be gentle and not judging or send more like dark energy to that person, but kind of let them have that moment, and just have this positive vibe around you when those things might happen. I truly hope it doesn't, but if you see it, it's always good to be prepared, okay? So if we go into the zodiac signs connected to this, we have Sagittarius, we have Pisces, and Taurus. So Sagittarius is very starting new ideas, starting something new. So you'll see in this year 7 that there will be a lot of new energy coming in with new ideas, new way of doing things, these old structures falling down because of the planet 7, right? I'm saying planet 7, but the number 7 and the shadow aspect of the moon. So be ready to see something new gets birthed. Also in you, perhaps you have a new idea that will blossom, and that will be, think about it as you had a child and that is your idea, and there are a lot of nannies that are ready to take care of this baby for you, so you don't have to do all this work by yourself. This is how the energy will be supported. There will be a lot of people around you helping you and supporting you. And you might say, I have nobody, I don't see this. Yes, but trust me, spirit and the universe works in its mysterious way of how everything will come together for you. So just trust with that information, if you're doing something, if you're moving forward, that this will happen. How and when, you'll just have to see this magic, but just keep moving forward, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're doing a music piece, you're dancing, you're writing something, poem, whatever it is, you're inspiring, even if it's one person, just keep doing that. That's wonderful for this world. And the Pisces, because it's connected to that sign, Pisces are very, very, very intuitive. Again, Pisces is connected to the moon card, and again, we're back up in the moon. It's like a circle, where everything is circling back to each other. So again, here Pisces is saying that we're being connected to this higher knowledge, deeper dimensions, deeper understanding, very spiritual is the sign Pisces, and very kind of out there and very dreamy. It's beautiful, but it also talks about illusions. So many illusions will fall down, but let's go into that in a little bit, because I want to cover also Taurus. Taurus is connected to Earth. So as we're connected to Earth, it's very tangible things. So it's material things, 3D. And for that, it's very beneficial. You will have those resources that you need in the moment if you are connected to these higher frequencies. Okay, so try to stay in alignment this year and connect to this number 7. See, when you're walking, spirit gave us this, that look at the signs. If you see number 7 repeating itself in your reality, you know that you are connected to this. And if you've seen this video, and you will see that, you'll know that spirit is giving it to you through looking at this video and understanding that you create your reality, and that they see you as much as you see them. So just keep on showing yourself and being out there energetically, right? I hope that makes sense. We also had let's talk about the card 7 in the deck. So there's major arcana and minor arcana in the tarot card deck. So the major arcana, it's big events, okay, and it's connected to the card 7, and the card 7 is the chariot, and the chariot holds I'm going to put that picture also up there for you all to see in the video so you can see them clearly, these cards. The chariot cards holds it's a wagon that holds two horses or sphinx, but there is a black and a white one, so they are so connected and balanced. So here again we're talking about the balance, the yin and yang, the chariot that moves forward, and this is connected to Cancer. So all Cancers out there, I'm also a Cancer. Hi, if you're a Cancer. To all that are Cancers this year, like any astrologer will tell you, will be an amazing year for Cancers. So this is the sign that is being blessed at this time astrologically. So congratulations to all Cancers. But if you are finding this energy here, number 7, no matter what, where you have Cancer, maybe you can look up where you have Cancer in your own chart. And again, here, remember that it is sidereal, and there is also this tropical astrology. So there are two differences, and we spoke in the videos before of how we've got this from spirit, is that the tropical is more 3D dense of what is happening to you physically in your body, while if we're looking at the sidereal, the Vedic astrology, then we are more into this your higher self. Where is your higher self standing? That's how we got it in our downloads. So I feel like you should look at it too. So I would never say that one is better than the other, because I feel like both parts are actually creating the whole. So I'm following both charts when I'm looking at my own, and I would suggest you to do the same. But of course, this is a lot of information, and if you've never seen anything like this and don't understand it, please leave it. I will leave all of this in the description box below for you, so that you can take your time when you read it and go through it. And of course, you can look into whatever you want. Again, this video is meant for you, not to, excuse me, not to hinder you or overwhelm you, but to just give you this opening to number 7, and for you to connect. So try to connect. What is number 7 for me? How does number 7 look for me? And try to connect with it this year. Or perhaps just a simple thing, going through this year and feeling what happened in this year, number 7. And just write number 7 and that year, what happened, what was good and what was bad. So you can create kind of your own like number chart to see, because it is always different from one to another. So these are a lot of aspects here, and you know, dimensions of love. We love to talk about these different dimensions, and if you're here, you know how to dive into different dimensions too, so we appreciate that. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and following this channel. We appreciate you in that too. So let's just go back to this these cards about the chariot. I think I covered everything. That the most important thing here with the chariot is that everything that's been suppressed generations and in society is being cleared out. And you know, when something is clearing out, it comes out and it's kind of yucky and it smells and it feels horrible, but all of that needs to come up because it's been there. It's just coming up to the surface. So don't suppress it. Let it arise so that it can be cleared out completely, so it doesn't get forced back in, because that's just not, it's not going to work with the vibrations right now. So let's just work on releasing and allowing this release to happen for us all, right? Let's go to these energies of the minor arcana. So we covered the major arcana and the 7, and now let's go to the minor arcana, which is our day-to-day activities that will happen. So how we got it in our downloads was First of all, Seven of Pentacles and Seven of Wands will be the higher layers of these levels of existence, if you may. And if you are there, if you know that you're eating healthy, you're working out, you've done your steps, you know all of this, you will be connected to Seven of Pentacles. So seven, excuse me, Seven of Pentacles is telling us that, and it will be a picture here for you to see it. Seven of Pentacles is telling us that to have patience. And if you see that great, great bush behind all of those pentacles, it is just saying that the universe is having a beautiful gift that is given to you, and you will not see it, and you will keep working just like this man is looking over it, and he's exhausted, and it's putting so much into it, but he doesn't seem to see the results. And there, right behind that bush, will be an amazing gift given to you. Okay, and it's connected to the earthly, so this will be tangible in the 3D. You will get those gifts if you've done that work. And also Seven of Wands, which is again a lot of sticks involved, but you're sitting up higher, which meaning that your energy will be higher up there, and that nobody can really reach you there, because spirit is protecting you. You are being protected in all of this. So this is how we got it in our downloads from spirit, is that Seven of Pentacles, something earthly, and something in the untangible, in the 5D, in the higher dimensions, that you're being taken care of. There's so many things happening behind the scenes for your benefit. Spirit is kind of just giving you this message that you just need to keep on going. I know you probably have no idea what you're doing in the moment as you're moving forward, but just keep on moving forward. Keep on moving forward, doing that simple practice, advancing into learning something, reading more deeply into something. Just in yourself, stay in your meditation, take your deep breath, practice your breathing, whatever it falls into your life, or even relationship, just keep on doing that. If you're maybe having to detach yourself from different relationship that doesn't serve you, just whatever it is in your life that you need to do, if you are in the higher levels right now, I would say that these two cards are connected to you, and this is amazing. But I also want to remind you that even if, like this channel, Dimensions of Love, we all have our shadows. I have my shadows. Everyone has their shadow. Please don't have these rose-colored glasses to believe that anyone that you'll see and view will have more power than anyone else, no matter if they are a guru or anyone. If you're still here on earth, you're still here to teach something, to learn something, and we all have our good and our bad qualities. We all fall short somewhere. So let's not judge each other on that, and let's just expand each other in those parts that are good for one another, because we can't get rid of our shadow, but we can accept them. Okay, and we can have them with us when they don't create chaos around. Okay, so with that being said, when you are in these higher levels of having these cards, remember that you will also be in these lower cards, which is what I'm getting into now. Seven of Cups. Okay, a lot of projects will be happening this year, a lot of options, but many will be illusions. So again, with the Pisces and the moon, again, illusions. Ketu, illusions. Number 7, illusion. It's connected to, as we are in the higher, sometimes we go in the lower. So we are fluctuating constantly. Nobody stands up there and goes down, but it is more of a, where do you stand most? Do you stand in love and light more, or do you fall down into these lower needs of wanting to eat too much, or being drawn to gossip? So if you feel more drawn to that, then you'll be connected to the cards as it's been given to us by spirit. Seven of Cups is the first card, and Seven of Cups is these illusions. There will be many. Some of them will be tangible and very good, but Spirit is saying, like all of this, it will be a lot of illusions. So you really have to decipher which cup will be filled with positivity and beneficial, and which cup will actually bring you more poison. So sometimes richness can become what hinders us. And the same thing is when another success will maybe, every success and everything that we do, we always have to remember comes with a sacrifice. You always have to think about that sacrifice. What is that sacrifice? And how much am I willing to sacrifice of that to gain whatever it is that you're gaining? And I always want you to tune into your heart and ask yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? And don't just consider yourself, consider everything around you. Because if you can live in these higher octaves, you'll always be more supported by the universe than if you have these selfish need, self-serving agendas. You will always fall short. And just, I'm not here to tell you what to do or what not to do, but I'll tell you what will benefit you and what will not benefit you in the long run. So this Seven of Cups, if you will be connected to that, you will have many difficulties that will be, they will be unnecessary for you. That's how Spirit is saying that you have to be very careful of which cup you will choose, because there will be many options for you. That one is our first card in the lower polarities. And then we have seven, and of course, Seven of Cups is connected with water again. So it is our emotion, it's what we believe. We perhaps put a lot of time and effort into something that is not moving forward. We're just putting a lot of effort in it and nothing happens. And we're not, perhaps it just asks you to tweak it, to change the idea a little bit. But if it's not working, not even that, then perhaps it's an illusion. It is something that you don't want to let go because you're emotionally attached to it. So let go of that, and let's just jump into the last card, which is Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords, it's earth. No, I'm sorry, it's air, and it is connected with just theft. So you are kind of in this, if you're in the lower polarities and if you're in these illusions, there is that you are taking aspects of yourself and you're not considering other aspects of yourself. So you're kind of fooling yourself and wanting to take from yourself if this is for you. If this is not for you personally within you, a lot of things out there, there will be a lot of deceptions and lies and trickery. So be careful. And again, Spirit has given it to us connected with the Seven of Cups because it will be delusions. Perhaps there is a wonderful idea and it just pops out and it's too good to be true. Again, it probably is, because the Seven of Swords is there to tell you that something is being hidden and you're not getting the full story. So don't just jump into it. So be very careful when you're in the lower polarities and in the shadow aspects of yourself as you're going through this year of number 7, because it can get, as we can see, the opposites of Ketu and Rahu. This is the same with these cards. They're kind of woven into each other the same way that there are kind of two extremes that are so extreme that they belong together, but they're so far away from each other that they kind of always are in different positions from another. So this gap here, we have to close this gap. Okay, so how do we close it when there are two extremes that we can't get to in the middle, right? This is what it's saying, to accept these two. To accept them, accept your shadow self here this year, but also see your higher self, accept all that is, and keep that balance. Keep that balance. Don't be too much because you're this side or this side. It's very important that it doesn't get too much here or too much there. You know, if this side is your higher polarities and this side is your lower polarities, you know that when you're in the lower polarities, you can't stay there too long, because the tip will be, it will be too much. But if you're in the light a little bit longer, it's okay. The kind of shadow aspect is not being so, it's not that heavy for it. But then also to allow the other, to indulge sometimes. So this is all always a balance, to stay in the middle. This is kind of difficult to explain. I hope that I'm using this analogy of this tipping to just use it as a symbol to show you of how it can go and kind of give you a picture of it. But you know in yourself what is resonating for you when you listen to this. I know that everyone that's looking and watching this are very intelligent, and that you all truly have the power in you, because you are power, as we always say in this channel. But I hope that this information helps you to move forward. So let's jump into we'll leave these cards now and just jump into the benefits of 2023 year 7, okay? Many successes in court cases, positively. Higher intuition, there will be less talking, which is quite good, and more observing. So instead of in a conversation to engage and talk about this is how you see it or how you want it, even if you might have those ideas and these desire, wants, and needs, that we're considering each other. So to be less talkative and to more listen to the other, and to be more observing, to observe everything. Sometimes we can see things easier when we just look at it without putting any words to it. Healing arts, a lot of healing is happening this year. So just healing overall, and astrology is strong. And this is what we already picked up before this year started in 2022. I was like pushed by spirit, astrology, and I feel like, okay, tarot cards, but how is that connected? And now I also understood it, why it is connected, because astrology will be very big this year. So maybe when you're looking at this channel, this is the first time that you hear, and you probably will listen to someone else that will talk to you probably about the moon or different aspects, and this will spark an interest in you to wanting to learn more. Perhaps you've never got into any of this and don't know, and this is giving you a curiosity. This is saying that's why, because the astrology is very strong, and we'll all start to be connected and seeing, looking up to the stars and understanding. I mean, they're already talking about this alien invasions, so it's kind of like the environment is giving this to us, that we should look up to the stars and connect there, right? So also to this one night stands and just casual sexual thing is not working anymore, really, because our bodies are not, we're not feeling it the same way, this drawingness towards one another in a fleshy way. So this practice of tantra will be more beneficial, of not really having an outburst or sexual outburst, in that more in a loving way, holding hands or having these soft gestures. And if we're having loving, of course, some people are more loving and intimate than other, and that's totally fine, but it will be very conscious. So it will not be unconsidered simple. It will be very conscious of who your partner is, what are you exchanging in this time. And that's wonderful, because then other parties will not get hurt. That's sad when people get hurt in that way. So I see that as a very positive thing. And optimistical, yes, going into this positive and this occult science, to look at the bigger picture, to see the science of it neurologically. And physical healing, of course, the body's healing will be beneficial if we can heal it with sound vibrations, and also if we can heal it with herbal medicine. In this year, if you'll do any of that, and you feel sick in any way, again, I'm not giving you any advice, any doctor advice or anything like that. You know in yourself what is mostly valid to you. But I would say that if we go back to our roots of where even medicine came from, it was from the herbs. So get back to your roots and figure out things with yourself by allowing the body not to go through something harsh as operations or just right in the hospital. To don't wait on it until it gets that bad. It kind of asks you to start when you're already feeling it, wherever it is in your body, to try to release it little by little. Because again, patience and keeping the body balanced will be very good this year. Uh, this is wonderful to share this information with you. And Saturn will shift from Aquarius into Pisces. It's done that now since the 7th of March here. And yeah, this is all connected. I feel, I don't know why that came through, but just to let you know, to connect with this higher self. So as I'm ending this video, that's probably very long, I hope that you gain more insights of how this year 7 will look like, and what you can know, what you can take with you. Again, in the description box below will be more information for you if you want to digest this in your time and in your own way. And I hope this information helps you to expand you. Thank you for finding this channel. Thank you for all of your likes. Thank you. We truly appreciate you. We love making these videos for you, and let's just open more dimensions in one another. Hope all of this information helped you to move you forward. And as always, have a wonderful day, all of y'all. Sending love your way. Bye.